G'day punters, we're back for another episode of The Bagmen. I'm joined by my co-host in Luke Hilton. Luke, welcome to the show again. Hopefully we can find some winners. There's some good provincial racing going on over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, there is, BJ, with a few meetings moved around again. We've got Newcastle tomorrow. It's their last meeting before their big cup meeting in a fortnight. So we're going to have the Newcastle Cup Group 3, the Cameron and the Tibby all run today fortnight at Newcastle. So unfortunately, rails out 9 metres tomorrow at Newcastle, which will make that a bit of an interesting affair, but that's just due to getting ready for this big Newcastle Cup meeting.
That meeting is going to be restricted to provincial and country jockeys, is that correct? And is a good opportunity for your man Dylan Gibbons to forge his path?
Yeah, so the guys are in that greater Sydney riding zone. It gives them an opportunity to ride in some Group 3 events, which is a great get for them. We've got the kinds of Alicia Collett and Christian Reith and Rory Hutchins and those guys who are very well accomplished jockeys. And we'll be pushing the case for Chad, Jenny and Dylan all to try and get him a ride in the Group 3. A big get for Dylan. He hasn't even had a city ride yet, let alone lobbing up in a Group 3. But no, it looks like that he could be a good chance to land a couple of rides in those races, especially with the lightweights. That's what makes him a chance in those races. You've got 53 minimums. There's not a lot of riders that can ride those weights, so they get an opportunity and hopefully they can take them.
Yeah, definitely. Terrific opportunity for those jockeys that don't get many in town or have yet to make their path in the city riding ranks. You ready to get stuck into this meeting at Randwick? We're currently on a soft 5 surface, but the weather looks absolutely perfect around the east today, but a bit of rain predicted tomorrow. But I guess we're just dependent on when it falls, or if it does fall in that case.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. I think the track should be in perfect order. We've had some great weather. I think it'll be in great condition. They've been luckily been able to sort of switch those meetings from Kembla and give Randwick a rest when they can, race in the Kenzo during the week. So I think the track should be in great condition, and let's hope that it's always the worst if you get rain during a meeting. But let's hope if we get any, we might get a little bit in the morning or late in the arvo, and hopefully we get through this meeting because I think it's a great betting meeting when we're betting on a great track.
Yeah, hopefully the rain misses it all together or it falls after the meeting. Because I've done my form for a soft 5, good 4, what it currently is. I think if we don't get any rain, it's going to get upgraded for sure to a good 4. Let's get stuck in. We're going to do the QUADDIE legs, which kick off in the 7th race, which is the Group 2 tramway over 1,400 metres. Zaaki's been well supported. They went up $2.25. He's into $1.90. I would think that he's going to get back out in the market tomorrow just because we haven't seen him in Australia over 1,400 metres. Dreamforce is $7 out to $8. There's a bit of money around for All Saints Eve. They went up big odds this. Man, she was $26 on Wednesday and she's currently into $10. What do you reckon James does aboard Zaaki from Barrier 7 here, Luke?
Yeah, look, it's interesting one. We haven't seen this horse in Australia at 1,400 yet. He was first up in the Doncaster last year, and he went around $61 in that. And we all saw the run; it was an amazing effort. And then he went on from that to be undefeated. So it's an interesting one to see him at 1,400. I think James would like to be probably a little bit positive on the horse. I'm not saying he's going to be rolling right up there, but I think he'd love to be in front of a couple. It just depends. I think he's probably going to get lucky. They are going to probably roll along. Dreamforce went really quick the other day in the Winx Stakes. I definitely didn't see that happening, which helped a lot of those backmarkers get home. Him and Man Apiece are going to control this race, and it just depends what they do. If they can control it between them, get some nice sectionals, it'll help. But if they're really going to just roll along, I think it's going to play more into the hands of McDonald and Zaaki. But I think all they'll be worried about is just get him into a comfortable rhythm, hopefully one off, and just not having any issues. I don't think he wants to be barred up on the fence or anything like that. So I think he'll just try and get him in the running line, produce him when he wants to, and be able to move forward when he can. If they're not going to go real quick, he'd love to get him into the race a little bit earlier. So it's going to be very interesting. I thought his trial was okay without sort of setting anything alight. It was interesting out there. You don't have the jockeys, you've got the track work riders and stuff, and he was sort of a long way back and didn't make much impression in the trial. And obviously we know that his grand final is going to be very late in this preparation. So very hard one to have a look at that race.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about the trial. We saw Mo'unga come off a pretty ordinary trial and come out and win the Winx Stakes. We can look at his race form in Australia, which has been absolutely outstanding. As you said, he was unlucky in a Doncaster, went down narrowly in the JRA plate, which he's since been disqualified from. But he went to Queensland and he put on some really good ratings. That Doomben Cup win was outstanding. And then he won the Q22. He won that Doomben Cup by 7 lengths and put on a rating that would win the Cox Plate. So I think he's a deserved Cox Plate favourite. 1,400 metres, yes, it's short of his best, but he hasn't had a chance to really show us anything over 1,400 metres or these short courses yet. But I think he'll win. I think he'll win well, and I think he's a deserved Cox Plate favourite. And if he is, he should be winning this race. He's my on-top selection. I think Dreamforce has got a good hope. He won this race last year off a Winx Stakes failure, came back to this, controlled the race and won well. Nash will get the chance from barrier 3 to hold out Man of Peace and should be able to control the race if Man of Peace doesn't go berserk. Make a case for All Saints Eve because she's the other one we're going to put in our quaddie. Luke, why is the money coming for this mare?
I think just that first up run last time in the Liverpool City Cup to Think It Over, she was beaten less than half a length. And you look at Think It Over's first up performance the other day, he's been beaten half a length by Mo'unga and Very Elegant and Keanu Teak, and she's ideal. And if Very Elegant Mo'unga are in this race, they'd be a lot closer to Zaaki in the market than the rest of them. So I think her first up form is good, is very good, and she's drawn to get a soft run in the race. There'll be nice speed in the race, and I think she'll be getting home late. Not saying she can beat Zaaki, but I think she's worth a throw at the stumps for the quaddie just to make sure if he's got any chink in his armour at 1,400 that she might be the one that blouses him late.
All right, well, in the first leg of the quaddie, we're putting in 1 Zaaki, 2 Dreamforce, and right down the bottom, number 10, All Saints Eve. We'll move on to the feature race of the day at Randwick, the Group 2 Chelmsford Stakes. A bit of money about here for a couple in the market. Cascadian's been really well supported early days, $4.60 into $3. Shared Ambition, bit of money about for this horse, $14 into $8.50. Cucaracha, $11 into $7.50. Luke, who leads this race? Fun factors there. There's a couple that are going to go forward. There doesn't look great speed.
No, look, I think Fun Fact will take it up. He was caught wide the other day in the Frosty Rocks race over 1,400. Steps up to 1,600 today, more his liking. He's drawn sort of middle, which sort of suits him. He can give him a good dig, Robbie Dolan, and roll to the front. And I think he'll control the race in the front. I'd probably see something like a Shared Ambition pushing forward as well. And then you've sort of got a horse like Think It Over and Cascadian who are probably going to get the soft right runs in the race. Riadini, the Waterhouse horse, is another one, drawn 4, back up to a mile today. It could be one that'll be pushed forward as the Waterhouse bot team like to do.
The two that I'm going to make a case for here, I think Cascadian. I think he's the one to beat. I think he's slightly under the odds at the moment. I'm not sure that I could be diving in at $3 about a horse who's been unlucky, you could say, in his career. I think he should have won the Winx Stakes. Think It Over pushed out on top of Master of Wine, and that caused interference to Cascadian. I think he lost more than his beaten margin in interference there. So I think they can settle a couple of pairs closer with that slow speed that you suggested, Luke. He gets out to a mile. He's already Group 1 Doncaster winner over the Randwick mile. So I think he's the one to beat. Bowman had his first ride on him last start. So he's going to know him better, and hopefully he can land a couple of pairs closer, and he'll be hard to hold out, no doubt. But I do think he'll get out slightly in the market. The other one I think who's got a hope at odds is Order Again. This horse has been absolutely flying in lesser grade, carrying big weights. He deserves his chance at weight for age. He likes the Randwick mile. If any rain falls between now and race start, I'd be promoting this horse. I think he has a hope a blowout chance. So I'm going to be throwing him in my quaddie. So 2 and 9 for me. Luke, make a case for Think It Over and She's Ideal, who was absolutely outstanding first up.
Yeah, they both went enormous first up. Obviously, She's Ideal probably went beyond expectations, going around at sort of $41 in that race. But good tempo in that race, and they were able to get to the outside and launch late. It and Kia Nortique both ran out of their skin in that race. Up to a mile is definitely better suited. It'll be an interesting one tomorrow if they can get the speed that she'll need. She's Ideal, and she's actually drawn pretty sticky drawing the one. Collett's going to sort of be, maybe in front of a couple of the horses, because there's a few of these horses like Salino and Attorney who are probably a bit slower and a bit better off at longer journeys, are going to be behind it. And he's not going to get that free run into the race like he did the other day, and he was able to roll to the outside, get his momentum up and really launch. It's going to be a different scenario tomorrow. He's going to have to probably ride for luck, take the gaps when they come, and be a bit of a victim of circumstances, I think. So he's going to make it tricky for him. I feel the horse is going better than we've ever seen her, and if she steps it up and improves off a first up run, gets some luck from that gate, she's definitely going to be in the finish. Think It Over was unlucky the other day. I just like him from the draw. He's going to get a better run off the steady-ish tempo. I think he's going to be in front of horses like Cascadian and She's Ideal and that, and I think that's going to be a big advantage for him. He could be sort of off and gone with the prize, off a steady tempo early on, and be very hard to run down. So very interesting, sort of not a huge field, but a very interesting affair with the speed and a few tactics here.
All right, in the second leg of the quaddie, we're taking 1, Think It Over, number 2, Cascadian, number 9, Order Again, and right down the bottom, number 13, She's Ideal. Moving away from the feature race, we're into benchmark grade, race 9, benchmark 88 over 1,200 metres. Bit of money around for Cuban Royale. He went up the wrong price, $26 into $10. Irish Songs has been spec'd, $71 into $41, but I'd suggest that Cuban Royale has been the best backed runner. Luke, where does King of Sparta end up from the wide gate? He's been $5.50 into $5, but I'd suggest the market might be against him with that draw.
Yeah, I think they probably have to be, and that's probably the only thing that's got him out in the market, or he's out there at that $4 and $5. I think he might be a fair bit shorter in a race like this if he'd have drawn a gate. I think it is one of the tougher races on the card, but besides the gate, I sort of think he's clear top pick, this King of Sparta. Hopefully should get a good roll along. You've got horses like Dubai Tycoon and stuff that are down the bottom as emergencies. If they run, they're going to help with the speed. Magic Zariz, nearly got Stolen Jade, those horses. If they're going to get a run in this race, that's where the speed is. So we'll have to pay attention to scratchings tomorrow morning and see what the final field looks like, because that's going to be a big indicator of what sort of speed we've got in this race. And the two horses on with King of Sparta and Bullfinch, both going to get back in the race. I thought King of Sparta back on top of the ground tomorrow is really going to appreciate. And we highlighted Bullfinch the other week when he got scratched, that his first up run last time when he came out here from Europe was very good. They put him away. They've kept him for this. They've kept him on top of the ground. Drawn awkward as well. Got to go back with King of Sparta, but I'm just hoping for a bit of tempo and a bit of luck, because I think they're clear best in the race, and hopefully it turns out that way.
Yeah, well, King of Sparta, as you said, I'd suggest they just take their medicine, go back, and they've got the right man in the saddle to weave a passage for him in the straight if he's good enough. Bullfinch, yeah, he's hasn't been let go in these trials, and I'd be interested to see how he comes back. The two that I'm throwing in the quaddie are Cuban Royale and 8 Diamonds. Cuban Royale, he hasn't had much luck in his last two back. He was wide without cover, and then last start he just got way too far back, and he had some of the best closing sectionals of the race. He draws better here, gets the claim for Brock Ryan. I think he can settle a couple of pairs closer, and I think he's a really good each-way player. That double-figure quote, about $10. He might get out a little bit in the market because money has already come for him, but I think he's going to be a really good hope, and he's going to run. He's in his career best form, so I think he's going to run a race. And then the other one that I have in the market that I will be throwing in the quaddie is 8 Diamonds. She brings that more profits form, and I think that measures up here. She was wide without cover at the back of the field, and she just peaked on her run last start. She maps to get every possible chance here, and she's the second pick in a very equal, even race for me. So the horses that we're including here are numbers 3, Bullfinch, number 6, Cuban Royale, and number 13, King of Sparta, and right down the bottom, number 16, 8 Diamonds. Anything else to add for that race, Luke?
Yeah, that could be one for everyone to go very wide in it. With the chances drawn so wide, I think it's a very, very tricky race.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. And the last race of the day is a benchmark 94 over 1,500 metres. There's been a bit of money about for the Chris Waller, James McDonald ridden Charm Star. We saw Signore Nera come out of the Queensland Oaks and win last week. And this mare is trying to do the same thing and has the same combination. So I can see where the money, why the money is coming for her. It's Lily coming off a Coffs Harbour Cup. Luke, make a case for her.
Yeah, look, she was super in the Coffs Cup. She got back. She was... there was a good tempo in the race, but she was back and wide and had to make a good long run into the race and was really strong with the line. And, running town before that was very, very good. She does go well on soft tracks. She's at 8 goes on soft tracks for 5 wins and a third. So I think she's going to get the right surface tomorrow. She's drawn sticky, but you're going to get Huey Bowman. Huey riding at 56 too. I'm not sure whether he gets down there too often. So I think that's a bit of a push to how he feels its chances are in the race. So I think it'll need a Huey special, but I think they're going to get enough tempo in this race that hopefully she can get on the back of something, get a little bit of luck, and be hitting the line strong. And I think she can get over the top of them.
Yeah, she's going to need a Hugh Bowman special, but she does have the right man in the saddle to do it. ATISHU made her Australian debut 2 weeks ago, and she was outstanding. She sprinted really fast, and she just draws a little bit awkward here, Luke. So she's the other one that you're including in the QUADDIE.
Yeah, same with It's Lily. They're just sort of, they're going to be hopefully in that 3 wide line with cover. I think it should be good enough tempo here with horses like Ashman, Soldier of Love, True Detective, and then you've got Oscar Zula and Otont right behind those. So they're going to really sort of push the button and force these guys to roll along at a pretty good tempo, and then hopefully allows It's Lily and ATISHU to get some cover in that 3 wide line. They won't be cluttered up. I think ATISHU will probably be in front of It's Lily, so it's probably going to have an advantage and get a good cut into the race in that 3 wide running line. If you can get to the outside, it's going to be hard to run down on its first up effort. It was very strong, very good, and would have to improve off that, you think, up to 1,500 this time.
Yeah, she looks like she's going to get better as the distances go out. I think she's I think they backed her to win the Caulfield Cup, so she might be into $26 to win a Caulfield Cup ATISHU. The one that I want to make a little case for is Charm Star. This is purely a speculative bet. Jane Mack in the saddle, Chris Waller. She's trialled legless in 2 trials. One was at Deegan, but she didn't have the blinkers on. It took her 5 career starts to break her maiden, and that is when they did put the blinkers on her for the first time. Her form in Australia has been terrific. She ran 3rd in the Roses, and then she came out and she ran 2nd in the Queensland Oaks. As I said, we saw that form come out and be franked last week with Signore Nera. James was in the saddle. Chris was the trainer. There was money around for her. There's already been money for this mare, and I don't see them letting that combination go out at double-figure odds. I think there's still money to come for this mare, and I think she is going to run a terrific race at odds. The other one I want to make a case for is All-Time Legend. I think this horse is over the odds, just based on his SP profile from his last 5 starts. You can see 5 starts ago, he started $1.45 in a benchmark 88 at Randwick. He started $2.80 favourite. He started $1.80 favourite, $2.30 favourite, and last start the market was slightly against him, and he started $4.20. So in his last 5 starts in similar grade to this, the longest price he started is $4.20. And after 2 unsuitable races, 1,100 metres and 1,200 metres, we're going to get double-figure odds about this horse. He draws better in barrier 3. He gets the claim for JVO. I think he can take nice cover. He should just find a spot just behind the speed. And I think he is going to run a terrific race at double figure odds. That's all-time legend. So the numbers we're taking in the last race are 10, 9, 5, and 13. Do you have anything else to add about that race, Luke?
I think it's pretty well covered. Those last 2 legs are obviously the more challenging ones. And, probably going to have to go a little bit wide in both those. And hopefully that'll create a bit of value for the quaddie. All
right. Well, our quaddie numbers altogether in the first leg, 1, 2, and 10. In the second leg, 1, 2, 9, and 13. In the third leg, numbers 3, 6, 13, and 16. And bringing us home are numbers 5, 9, 10, and 13. What's your best for the day?
It's a tough one. I think tomorrow, but I'm probably going to have to say I like ATISHU in the last.
Fair enough as well, because she's only going to improve, and she's already won 5 in a row. The one that I'm going to make my best of the day, not usually, I wouldn't say that this is usually a formula for success, but I'm going to be backing one out of a maiden race at Hawkesbury to win a Group 2 race. I think Libertini's full sister, Deanne Andretti, is going to be seriously hard to beat in the Furious Stakes. The way she won that maiden at Hawkesbury was outstanding. She absolutely surged late. I haven't seen any horse trial any better than this horse leading into this. She's back. Stable has a good opinion of her, and I think she can measure up. I just want to bet outside that Silver Shadow form, because that was a slow race. There was just plenty unlucky runners, and it was a bunch finish. So I think Deanne Andretti at about $8 or $9 is a good gamble in the Furious Stakes. Thanks for coming on the show, Luke. Have a great day, and good luck and good punting on the weekend.
Thanks, mate.